If you're injured in an accident, getting an MRI won't automatically get you a big settlement.
You'll likely need the force to get a big settlement. I'll explain in a minute.
If the driver who caused the accident doesn't have bodily injury liability insurance coverage, their insurance company doesn't have to pay you a penny. This is true even if you get an MRI that shows that you have a serious injury. Let me give you an example. Assume that another driver carelessly hits you. Shortly after the accident, you get an MRI. It shows that you have a large herniated disc or rotator cuff tear. You're thinking that you're going to get a big settlement with the type of money that doesn't jiggle, it folds. But then you learn the following. The other driver doesn't have bodily injury liability coverage. If this happens, the odds are that you won't get any money at all. This is true even though the MRI report says that you have a serious injury. In this instance, your best case usually is if you have uninsured motorist insurance coverage on your car. Uninsured motorist insurance is also called UM coverage. In that case, your UM coverage may pay you money for pain, suffering, medical bills, and lost wages. There is a second scenario where you'll have a harder time getting a big settlement, even when an MRI shows that you have a tear in your body or herniated disc. This scenario is if there's little property damage to the cars or trucks in your accident. This is because insurance companies love to argue that a minor impact can't cause a herniated disc or ligament or tendon tear. And don't think that you'll fool the insurance company by telling them that you were hit at 40 miles per hour when the car that hit you had little to no property damage. This is what the damage looks like when a car hits another car at 40 miles per hour. Also, modern cars have an event data recorder that shows how fast your car was going in the 5 seconds before the accident. You should ask in writing for the other driver to preserve the event data recorder. Do this quickly after your accident because the event data recorder can be destroyed. Even if there is little damage to the cars or trucks involved in the accident, you may still be able to get a settlement if the MRI shows something wrong. That's known as a positive finding. Your best chance at a fair settlement is if the at-fault driver has a low insurance policy limit. This is because it puts more pressure on their insurance company to pay your claim. Otherwise, in a state like Florida, if you get a verdict above the insurance limits against the other driver, then they can sue their own insurance company. Insurance companies want to avoid this. If there is little damage to the cars or trucks involved in the accident and you have surgery on an injury mentioned on your MRI, insurance companies tend to pay faster. This is true even if there is little damage to the cars or trucks involved in the accident. Insurance companies usually pay faster if the insurance limit is lower. One nice thing about slip or trip and fall claims is that the at-fault party may have a harder time claiming that the impact didn't cause your tear or herniated disc. Basically, it may be easier to claim that your slip or trip and fall caused your herniated disc, ligament, or tendon tear. This is because you can argue that anytime someone falls to the ground, the force,
Not this force.
I'm talking about an impact from falling to the ground, can cause a ligament tear or herniated disc. Another instance where an MRI might not help your case is if it doesn't show anything wrong. MRIs often show nothing wrong even if you have a lot of pain in a particular area. I've handled many accident cases where people complain of bad pain in their back, their neck, or their shoulder. However, an MRI doesn't show anything wrong. So what MRI results lead to the biggest settlements? If an MRI of your brain says that your brain shifted or had shearing due to trauma, this can greatly increase the value of your case. Those injuries can get up to a $1 million settlement or possibly more. Of course, you'll need the at-fault person or company to have insurance or money to pay for the fair value of your case. Or you'll need to have uninsured motorist insurance. If you get a brain MRI report that mentions shifting or shearing, you or your lawyer should quickly send it to the at-fault person or company's insurance adjuster. If an MRI shows that you have a herniated disc and you have a back or neck fusion surgery, these cases can also be very valuable. The full value of pain and suffering for a back and neck fusion is $250,000 to $400,000. However, I know a lawyer who recently settled a back fusion car accident case for almost $1 million. If an MRI shows that you have a shoulder tear and you have surgery, your case could be worth a lot. I settled a shoulder labrum surgery case for $210,000. An 18-wheeler driver rear-ended my client's tractor trailer. My client had surgery on his shoulder. I've explained many situations where even with an MRI, you may still get a small personal injury settlement. But don't panic. I have some amazing news. There are hacks that you can use that may get you thousands of dollars more for your personal injury settlement. To find out what these tactics are, watch this video here or click on the link in the description below. And if you are seriously injured in Florida or on a cruise and you think someone else may be at fault, click on the link in the description below to see if I can represent you.